All right, 2018 presidential debate. Each of you have 1 minute to respond without interruption and 3 minutes to respond to what the other candidates have already said. First question goes to, what's your name? Ethan. What strategy will ensure that American workers are prepared to work in a global economy?
Well, the first thing is reducing private schools, because if you place your kid in private school, you're not going to be able to have your kid experience a real world climate. Being in a public school allows you to get the same education that everybody else is getting and not be protected from the outside. Thank you.
So each of us gets a chance to answer that question, and then we'll respond to each other. Cool. So I guess the answer now.
Yeah.
All right. In order,
read.
yeah, go ahead and read the
Okay.
question.
What strategies will ensure that American workers are prepared to work in a global economy?
Well, first off, we need to make sure that Americans are on a level playing field in our global economy. For that, we need to make sure that we get American workers, American jobs first. We need to cut regulations in our businesses so that people can hire and that our economy will increase, and by an effect of that would be we'll be able to have a level playing field in the global market.
Okay.
Curious.
What strategies will ensure that American workers are prepared to work in a global economy?
So, with the debate about minimum wage, can I say something about that, or is that another question?
Yeah, you
Alright,
can.
so for that, I'm thinking we should just keep the raise for people just the same, like the rate, like the minimum wage for North Carolina is $7.25. So for that, so we don't want inflation to happen. So we just want to keep it the same. Because if you give a minimum wage to like $10, other like companies will also want to raise it. It's not fair. It'll cause a lot of conflict with each other, and people will want another raise, and then that will cause inflation, which prices will go up for like simple products, stuff like that.
All right. Mike.
My shoe is on yes.
What strategies will ensure that American workers are prepared to work in a global economy?
Okay, so I feel like in order for them, wait, hold on, repeat the question.
What strategies will ensure that American workers are prepared to work in a global economy?
Okay, so to ensure that they can work in a global economy, I feel like workers should go through specific training so that they will know what is expected to work in the global economy.
Okay. Now they responded to the other person's thing.
So now y'all have 3 minutes to respond to each other.
Maya, what would that specific training look like?
Specific training such as whatever job that they would be working on, make sure they know what the job, what the job is, make sure they are working it properly so that we can better ourselves as a nation globally.
So you would expand on the current regulations that companies have based to straight line the work that the workers are going to be doing.
Yeah, if you do not have proper training or not do your job correctly, you can't have a job.
Do you think you would have to hire more people to help train those people?
Yes.
Wouldn't that cost the company more money?
I mean, if it's bettering us as a nation, why is that a problem?
I just think that the company can use the money to better the nation instead of hiring people to train people, to train things that we already have in place.
Well, if they train them, then they can probably do their job better.
Exactly, which is making more money.
So a question for each of you that I have, do you take more of a globalist or nationalist approach to the economy?
Oh, I'm not listening.
So he's asking another question.
Oh, what, on me?
Yes,
Alright.
all of us.
Yeah.
Very long.
Yeah, so do you take more of a globalist or nationalist economic policy?
Globalist.
Why?
Globalist is when you want to be more safer, right, with the environment. Just a green.
That's like having everyone in the economy,
Yeah.
in the world economy work together.
It's good, yeah.
Okay.
Globally as well.
Global.
Nationally.
I am also nationalist when it comes to economics.
Wait, can you explain what?
Say why.
Explain
Y'all have to
why.
debate.
So this nationalist economic thinking is America is number one, that America needs to have the best economy in the world in order for America to be number one in the world. So I guess we're kind of globalist in a way that we want America to be number one in the world to lead the world.
So that's nationalism.
That's nationalism in
So, yeah,
regards to the
I'm
economy.
probably most definitely globalism. 'Cause I
Okay,
think-
so since you have the national, can one of y'all explain the global?
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm with globalism because I'm thinking as America can be number one in products and stuff like that, but that causes like, sometimes it can cause selfishness and then like disrupt other people's thing. We can mostly work with other companies and make it better as global, like as a global. Because nationalism, I mean, it's good since we live here, but imagine if you don't live here, you're like, you have poverty, you have problems in your country.
Exactly.
You can't just fix it automatically. And then we got USA trying to take oil from their country and stuff like that. They're already number one.
USA takes the majority of their oil from their own country.
From their own
We
country.
get American oil from American companies.
You said most. There is some. There is.
There's that 1%.
Yeah, that 1% caused a whole war. in Afghanistan.
Exactly. Why cause war when we can all work together as a global, as
Yeah,
one?
we already have enough.
Because we have a lot of issues in America that we need to sort out.
If
because-
anything, globalist is more like
Time.
being.
Sorry.
Your next question is,
So I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
the next question is, what is the most valuable alternate energy source and how can Americans incorporate it into their lifestyles?
I think that hydroelectric power is the most, because if you think back to the Hoover Dam, when it was built in the Great Depression, it gave millions of people out west a job building the dam and like helping the dam like function. So I think we could create a lot of jobs doing that and create a lot of power for a large amount of area.
All right. All right. What is the most valuable? No, I'm saying it wrong. Viable. Yeah, I'm saying. Oh, I'm saying it right.
You just country, that's all.
Yeah, cause I'm saying it sound right to me. Okay. What is the most viable alternate energy source, and how can Americans incorporate it into their lifestyles?
Well, right now in America, we are definitely dependent on our coal farmers. We are definitely dependent on our oil farmers. And as for now, America does not have the infrastructure to switch over to purely renewable energy sources. However, if I am elected, my administration will start researching into solar power, wind power, and hydroelectric energy to help power America's future.
All right.
So I think the most viable or the most important stuff for for America is the workers, period. Workers for any job. So having better working conditions, having a better work environment, stuff like that, just so you can help everything at once, like killing. What do you say, 3 birds with 1 stone? Like instead of having the workers having just stuff like that, just stuff like that.
Okay. The question was alternate energy source.
Oh, okay.
How does it like affect?
Yeah. How does it? You want me to read the question over?
Yeah, read it.
Okay, what is the most valuable alternate energy source and how can Americans incorporate it into their lifestyles?
Let me think about that.
Do you want to answer?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
What is the most valuable alternate energy source and how can, what I said?
Alternative.
Alternative energy source and how can Americans incorporate it into their lifestyle?
I think the most valuable energy source is solar panels. Solar panels, we can incorporate them into our everyday lives by using them for when the power goes out. Because the sun, charges them up, and then when the power goes out, we can use them. Or if the power's not out, we can just use them. And it also lessens pollution within the world.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
So my personal opinion, because I forgot what our team really decided on that question, but I think it's probably the oil, the stuff we get, probably stuff like that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% on that. So, yeah.
Now you have 3 minutes to respond to what each other has already said. Starting with Ethan.
You said that earlier that your the worker population is the most important. So I think the American people who agree with him, the workers, are the most important part of our country, should agree with me that the hydroelectric
You said
power.
my answer was for a different question, right? Yeah, so my.
His first answer, he didn't mean to answer it.
Yeah.
Well,
His
I-
second
I-
answer.
You still care about the American workers, right?
Sure, you want to debate about that, but right now we're debating about the.
Yeah, that's,
I'm changing it.
I'm debating my point.
Go ahead,
I'm saying
go
that the large amount of jobs that hydroelectric power could create, which is bigger than any other of the alternative energy sources,
Mhm.
would help us, A, stay clean, which is what you said, B, create jobs, and C,